Good morning and welcome to Berry's Garden. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2020, and I'm speaking to Hester Coetzee, who has found a way to use her own gifts to really bring some joy to the world. And we're going to be speaking to her about how she is helping both herself and others to find an uplifting path through this time of lockdown during COVID-19 pandemic. Hester, good morning.
Good morning, Berry. Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful.
And it's an honor. Yes, thank you.
It's really wonderful to see you. And Hester, I see that there's a beautiful piece of art behind you, and I know that that piece of art is particularly special to you. So you're an artist. Tell us a little bit about what art means to you.
You know, art to me is something that constantly keeps me in awe, that keeps me in direct contact with my source, my creator. Through art, I find myself. Through art, I find my self-worth. I find that is who I am. And through art, I have used art in connection with meditation as well, but mostly art to sort of help me get back to who I am. I find that the trauma that all of us experience from a very, very young age is the fact that we are taught to run away from home. You know, we become like an orphan. And when I say that, we are not allowed to be ourselves. So we've got such beautiful gifts and things that we actually put to bed. And then through that, you start to question yourself, self-esteem. You know, emotionally, you're not in a good space. And then through art, I found my self-esteem, I found my confidence. And I also found that as a means to sort of transform myself from the inside out. And every time I pick up the paintbrush, there's a message for me. There's a message for whoever owns the painting. And I mean, every art piece, I mean, even this one behind me, it took 7 years for me to complete her. You know, and I call her Lady Ascension, which is so, I would say, so in line with what is happening at this point in time, where there's a storm. And we are all in the same storm, but yet some of us actually sailing through this whole storm. So through this whole process, I've learned to be like super, super, super calm. I mean, I am super, super, super calm. And so this lady's been with me for 7 years, and she's gone with me through my ups and my downs, my highs and my lows, even when my partner died, and, you know, I had to work through all of that. And then to come to that point to say, but you know what? You know, it's like the phoenix that is rising from the ashes. So this painting, you know, whoever is going to be the receiver or owns this, it's actually a beautiful piece of art. Because every time that you look at them, it's like I always wanted people to see the way I see them, the way that I want them to see them through the eyes of love, through the eyes of source. And then one day it just dawned on me, you know what? I actually do have this amazingly, amazingly beautiful gift to help people see themselves through my eyes. And, you know, and not just to see themselves, but to feel what it is that I feel, because art is something that you feel. It's not something that you enjoy, you feel. Yes, physically, aesthetically, it's nice, it's beautiful, but you feel it. So, and then to say, but you know what, it starts an internal conversation with that person, but it's a good conversation because it's a conversation of hope and ascension. And you know what, there is love and there's life. There is such a great life ahead of you. So, so for me, this lady is very pivotal, because that's also very pivotal in my life, because I mean, I know I have this gift. I'm a healer, teacher, a spiritual guide, I'm an artist, an alchemist, you know, and every time I look at a piece of art, I cry, because I really don't know how I've done it. I honestly do not know. And then the other day I did another art piece and I actually cried. And then for the first time I realized, you know what, I'm great. I've also realized through this time that we've been going through now how deeply loved I am. And it's actually pushing me to a new level where, you know, I've taken a lot of time out to heal myself. And for the first time, and with this lady, I'm also saying I'm whole, I'm complete. And from this place, you can actually make happy, healthy decisions. And I just wish that so many more people would come to that, where they make decisions from a healthy, clear space. You know, and then we will see a lot of changes coming into our country, but that starts within, and, you know, and it's one of a kind. So whoever is going to own whatever I do, it's like, there's a message of hope. There's a message. It's a very powerful message. It's a power message of self-love and self-empowerment. So yes, that is basically in a nutshell. And then obviously the art as well as a means to help others, and with creative play and with creativeness to help others to go through the same process, but, you know, to just facilitate the process, because obviously I can't do the journey for them. I can just facilitate the process and take them through the process. So this has actually brought me to a new thing as well, this time being alone. I mean, I've also been fighting it. I want to go out, I want to go walk, and I'm supposed to stay indoors, because I mean, walking outside in nature is my life, it's my soul food. And so, you know, so for me dealing through this is, you know, I've got my studio up and running, and so I've been organizing a whole lot of other things, and something for me as well now to say that now I'm ready for speaking arrangements, all of that, obviously after the lockdown. So, and so yes, I'm actually looking forward to what is coming and what is in the process, because I mean, through this storm, I mean, the storm came, and the same way that old Moses took his people to the Red Sea, the Dead Sea, I don't even know what sea, and it opened up and they went through. So people that are positive and happy through this time, you're going to be okay.
That's a lovely
yes.
message. Thank you.
Yes.
And I've got so many questions that are just going through my mind right now. But
yes.
The first one that I want to really speak into is how you use color to express emotion.
You know, color to me is extremely important. I've also, you know, the color that you surround yourself is actually extremely, extremely important. Because if there's too much gray in them, or there's, you know, muddy colors, then that will normally be like association with there's a depression, it's a darkness. And I've used this time now as well to sort of introduce a lot of white, because I bought a very old house, and you can see that the man was actually sick and was dying. So the colors that they chose inside was really depressing colors. So, and for me, I've just changed the whole colors to make it lighter, to bring the whole more light in, so that it opens everything up. And color is extremely, extremely important in the sense that color will depict, obviously, different colors will have different meanings for all of us. It's not like this and this color is the color for that. But I mean, the color blue is like calmness, it's water. Where the color pink is more for your heart, it's more softer. So for me, art and color is a softer and a very subtle more approach to bring into your life if you want to start making little changes. Because color really has such a huge influence in the way that you perceive your environment. If you go into a yellow environment, it's happy and it's healthy. I mean, I want to, after this, I want to get some yellow curtains somewhere in the space to add a little bit more sunshine. So, you know, and a lot of the colors of nature we can bring in, but, you know, more like the fresher, the happier colors, the spring colors, the summer colors, and maybe the crisper, you know, even autumn colors. It depends on your preference to color. And there was a time in my life that the color blue, I wouldn't buy an item if there's any pinch of blue in it. And I mean, blue is the color that is associated with communication. And today, I mean, I love blue. So it's like over time it will change for you, but color is extremely, extremely, extremely important, and it plays a vital role in your life.
So that's something that
so add a little bit more color.
Yeah, we should actually be really conscious of, because it can change our color. So I know that you really have been reaching out and trying to even during this time of isolation, you've been trying to be a force of optimism and upliftment to people around you. How have you managed to connect with people? And yeah, just that. How have you managed to connect with people?
I've got a little group on WhatsApp, and I have been sending messages over a period of time, and then suddenly there was a flood of information that I was getting. And unfortunately, for me, I can actually feel whether it comes from a space of fear or whether it comes from a place of love. We all have that gift. We must just learn how to activate it. So a lot of the things that came, it's like the numbers, and it's pandemic, and it's going to wipe us out. So, and I just looked at this, and every time I would get, and then I made a decision within myself. I've made a decision a long time ago. It doesn't matter what happens. I will always take something negative and turn it into something positive. And then I decided in that moment, because a lot of my friends also, they're alone and they're going through this whole thing from, I'm unworthy. So this whole thing has actually spiraled a whole lot of inner questioning. So what I then done is I started to send out, and the instruction that I have given some of my friends was that, you know what, I want you to start only sending stuff that are positive. Because remember, there were 2 spies that went to the promised land. The one went in and he said, you know what, pandemic, all these kind of things. And the other guy came back and he says possibilities, So on the one hand, we look at poor people and we see shame they're poor. On the other hand, we should look at them and say, but these are people, these possibilities here. So a shift in the way they think. So, and I can say I just started sending more and more positive stuff, but stuff that really give people hope during this time. And I've spoken to some friends, and I guess to me, it's over this time that I realized how loved I am and what a powerful influence I am. And, and I think that it actually brings tears to my eyes. The most beautiful thing that anybody said to me is, Hester, you're the only constant in my storm at this point in time. So yeah, that is what I basically do. I send these people all kinds of messages, and I have been keeping in contact with people directly, but now to the next level, obviously to start with the online art, so that people can do it from home, So, even when they're on holiday here, that is like, it will go all into that kind of direction. Yes, so yes, that is, yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about online art. How will that work? What are you imagining for that?
An online art, it is basically, for me, for a start, it will more take something in the means like, find happiness beyond bereavement or loss. Or, loss can be a death, it can be a job, it can be, even this, your freedom, loss of freedom. Because, a lot of people is going to stay in lockdown for a very, very long time to come still. So, and then to use the online as a tool where instead of people not being able to come to me, so it will be done in a group basis where you will obviously sign up. And then I will have it's normally not more than 8 people, because then it becomes too impersonal for me. And then, it's also more difficult to sort of work with when your group, but surely it will grow as time, comes. So it will more be like, and then I will take them through the process. I will send them maybe whatever I want them to do that week, an hour and a half, and then send them like whatever the picture is, because I want them to paint their paint. Because that's the only way that you're also basically going to go in there and actually do, because a lot of people do not have the vocabulary to verbalize how they feel, but they can actually draw it. And you don't need to be an artist to be able to do that. All you need is a piece of paper, your time, a great attitude, and then obviously to just, become part of and just fall in love with the process of becoming that. So yes, that is basically how it will be done.
So is it something that is a one-day process, or do you just sign up with you for 6 weeks, or is it ongoing? How long will that take?
It's going to be ongoing, because let's be honest, it didn't take you one day to get to where you are. It's not going to take you one day to become the person that you want to be. It took me about 8 years. And that's something, you can sign up and you can come and go, so if you feel, okay, now I've had enough, then you go away. And then you feel you need some more, you can come back. So, but it will be an ongoing thing, because, transformation is happening constantly, and every time you get to a new phase, then there's something new. So some people will fly through it, but there are people that's not going to fly through it. So you know what? And it doesn't matter if you're going to go through stuff fast or you go slower. End of the process, it is a process, and we need to fall in love with the process, and then miracles will sort of start to appear. And that is all a process. So I'm only going to facilitate a process that's going to help you to help yourself. You know, I don't want you to become dependent on me for the rest of your life. At some point, you need to walk away out of your own sort of,
Hester, that's absolutely wonderful. And we have come to the end of our time. I'm so thrilled to have been able to speak to you. Thank you for sharing your love and your encouragement with the world. And I wish you really all the best. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Barry. Thank you.